Mention the ancient Kama Sutra, and many modern audiences immediately picture a strict, explicit manual designed solely for physical intimacy. But looking at the actual text, specifically Chapter 4, reveals something completely different. It reads like an architectural code and a highly detailed lifestyle rulebook. The text is written for a specific demographic, the Nagarak. In ancient India, this was the equivalent of a highly educated, cultured urbanite, the ancient finance bro. And the text outlines a harsh prerequisite upfront. It explicitly states this lifestyle is not for the destitute. To qualify, you need an education, a legal wife, and serious money. How you acquire that money is dictated by strict caste-based rules. Brahmins are to generate wealth through receiving gifts, Kshatriyas through military conquest, Vaishyas through trade and agriculture, and Shudras through earned wages. Before any pursuit of pleasure can begin, this ancient gentleman must first secure his economic and domestic foundation. Geography comes first. The Nagarak must locate his estate in a major capital, a city or a large administrative town surrounded by hundreds of smaller villages. This places him in an exclusive circle. The text dictates he must live entirely among the Sajanas, the good, cultured people, to maintain his social standing. Zooming into the property lines, the house itself must be built directly adjacent to a clean water source, like a river or a well, to accommodate daily hygiene and water recreation. The exterior grounds require a deeply shaded garden, complete with a suspended swing and a dedicated flower-strewn stone platform. Inside, the text mandates a strict architectural rule: completely divided rooms. Leisure spaces must be isolated entirely from the areas where daily labor happens. The logic behind this is entirely visual. Doing dirty domestic chores in the main living space ruins the aesthetic beauty of the home. The entire estate is compartmentalized to protect the illusion of effortless leisure from the messy reality of running a household. Stepping through the doors into the master bedroom reveals an intense level of deliberate curation. This floor plan requires a dual bed system. One large bed is for sleeping, a smaller bed is for intimacy. The Vedika nightstand sits at the headboard, stocked with hygiene items, sandalwood paste, perfumes, floral garlands, and citron peel to cure breath and gas. On the floor sits a spittoon. Nearby sits an empty canvas, paintbrushes, and the owner's current poetry book. For music, a veena, an ancient stringed instrument seen in this carving, hangs carefully on a wall peg so it isn't damaged on the floor. Entertainment is kept on hand too. These ancient dice and gambling boards are left ready to be rolled out at a moment's notice. There is even a strict rule for pets. Bird cages are banished entirely to the exterior walls, ensuring droppings never ruin the interior aesthetic. This bedroom is a highly engineered, meticulously stocked toolkit designed for sensory pleasure. Zooming out from that citron peel all the way back up to the city level, the Kama Sutra shows us that to the ancient elite, high culture and true pleasure were never spontaneous accidents. Love, art, and leisure demanded extreme hygiene, rigid social rules, and a perfectly designed physical environment to exist at all. So the next time this ancient text comes up, picture the perfectly engineered, impeccably decorated architecture it actually took place in.